Yo, what's good, YouTube? I'm here with Cypher, Rage, and Charles. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at NetsKingdom1, and all our Twitters are scrolling at the bottom. So today we're gonna talk about the draft sleepers. We are about maybe 48 hours away from the draft. So the 15 to 30 mark is gonna be a very kind of pivotal moment in the draft. A lot of teams are gonna be kind of searching for the guys that drop in the draft, the guys that are the sleepers, the guys that are, going to be good value picks because this is a pretty deep draft and a lot of people are sleeping on some of these picks. So all of us have our top fives. We have our top five sleepers. So we're about to go through our top five sleepers. I guess I'll start with my top five sleepers. So I have Maxine Raynon at 1, Rasheer Fleming 2, Danny Wolf 3, Nick Clifford 4, and I have Joan Behringer 5. So Rasheer, I think, is on everybody's list. I think he's gonna drop. A lot of mocks are not really certain on him, and I think he's gonna be in that late lottery to at least mid-20s. Very, very high on my list. I honestly think he's a lottery pick, but I think he's gonna drop very, very big sleeper potential, big 3-and-D wing, 7'5" wingspan. Danny Wolf, everybody knows about Danny. He's a 7-foot guy that could move, play make, dribble, shoot, pass. Like he has that combination of skill that everybody wants. Neek, we talked about Neek. Neek is just that plug and play old man, considering because he's like 23, like he's a super senior, 22, 23. But he's a plug and play 3-and-D kind of wing. He kind of reminds me of Josh Hart a little bit. So I have Neek there. He's very. I think Neek is going to be a really good sleeper pick. Maxime Reynolds, he is basically the just best shooting big in the draft, in my opinion. He's like, if you look at the numbers for the catch and shoot three and for just 3 points in 3 point percentage, he is very, very efficient from three. And I just love the skill set that he has. And then Joan Behringer is just the raw kind of, they kind of compared him. Like if you look at his film, he kind of looks like Claxton a little bit with his film. Like he's just that rim protecting rim runner, very, very young international Euro big. I think that he's going to be very effective in the as a sleeper pick. He might go 25 ish, but you might see the Spurs pick him at 14. You don't know. He could slide up. So that's my top five. I guess whoever wants to go next, you could go next with your top five. Cypher, Rager, Chubbs.
I guess I'll start with mine. With
Mhm.
first, obviously you kind of mentioned Rasheer.
Mhm.
Rasheer is just like you said, a big 3-and-D guy. I mean,
Yeah.
crazy potential. Just really the only downside with him is that he went to a small school. I
Mhm.
mean, to be 6'9", barefoot is absolutely uncanny, and
Yeah.
ultimately like he's pretty quick. He's pretty solid on the feet. Like can
Mhm.
shot almost 40% at it. So I think shot almost like 40% at
Yep.
college. So from three. So I mean, and obviously the defensive upside is there. It really, really, really gonna be good for any team he goes to, in my opinion.
Yes.
My second is Nolan Terror. I think he's
Okay.
going to be a very, very interesting prospect. I think this is the guy on the list that probably has I'd say probably the biggest floor, but ultimately he has the offensive, the playmaking upside and has really minimized the turnover and is able to get to the paint and find his buckets there. I think really with him it's just getting the shooting right. He shows the effort on the defensive end from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Not maybe the stats don't necessarily all the way show it, but I see that I tend to notice it with him.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, another guy in the draft who was also a top tier playmaker. You could argue he is you could argue that he's the best, but
Mm.
I'd put him top three. So he looked really
Probably say
interesting.
Yegor is it's between him and Yegor, between him and Yegor and Kasparis. Yeah,
Yeah, for
for
sure.
playmaking. Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting, and that's a guy who should be within that like I think 18 to like 23 range.
Mm.
Third for me was Cedric Coward. This is a guy as well who doesn't like he has a very very interesting story. Kind of covered him.
Mm.
Came from D3, played a little bit, and played at like East Washington, and then went to a different school as well,
Mm.
and transferred there for a few games. So ultimately, this guy as well has a crazy upside as a forward, can play pretty good defense, and has another really good shot. Like 40% from three is just unbelievable. And so it's another thing with him is just not having enough games, and I guess as well with like kind of the school that he went to
Yeah.
with Rasheer Fleming here. And then fourth for me, I had Danny Wolf, another guy I think
Nice.
is going to be another guy I think with a very interesting like floor, but is probably the most skilled big I think offensively in this draft. I was watching this guy do run pick and rolls as a ball handler at Michigan. I'm just gonna put it like that. The guy can shoot a little bit. You have to wonder where he's gonna play necessarily, if it's gonna be the 4 or the 5. But I think there could be honestly a role for him both. I think it might. I think he might not be as bad of a 5 as people think. But I think 4 makes a lot of sense for him in this NBA. He just got to get up to speed. And then at 5, I have Walter Clayton Jr., a guy who is the best on his team, on a really good team in Florida. Really big time scorer. I think averaged around 18. Another really good playmaker in this draft. Has definitely quite a bit of years of experience. Um, the guy's a big offensive talent, and isn't that undersized either at 6'3". Um,
Nice.
I
I like this
think
5.
that I think that Walter Clayton Jr. as well is going to be a guy that necessarily doesn't have a crazy floor, but should be pretty good for like should be able to play. I think for almost any team that needs a scoring point guard and just somebody who can play for them instantly. So that's my top 5: is Rasheer Fleming, Nolan, Cedric Howard, Danny Wolf, and Walter Clayton.
So my top 5, not in any particular order. I got Hugo Gonzalez from Real Madrid, Spain. I've got Rasheer Fleming from St. Joseph's. I've got Jace Richardson from Michigan State.
Mhm.
Anthony Yang from
Ooh, you got the
Yang,
Yang? You got the Yang?
Qingdao, China.
I like the answer Yang, bro. Who's the
And
fifth?
I have, what was my last one? Did I say Rasheer? Oh no, Drake Powell. I got Drake Powell. So, all right, I'm going to
Oh,
start
okay.
with
So explain to the audience about. I want to Hugo, Hanson, and Drake. I want those three in particular. Explain your reasoning and to the audience.
okay, starting off with Hugo. Okay.
Yeah.
Before the season started, Hugo Gonzalez was projected to go like 6th in this draft. Like he was a top 10 lottery pick. Reason why he fell was because he is going to be 19. He is 19 already. For most of the season, he was 18 years old. Real Madrid is like a professional team. They're not a developmental team like the G League Ignite or college or any other place. They were trying to win games, and they weren't willing to play through Hugo's weaknesses. Now with Hugo, like he's got a ton of upside. Look, 6'6", he's 210, solid wingspan, athletic, can finish at the rim. Now, this is all eye test stuff. His actual splits were kind of bad. Averaged 3.4 points per game, 41% from the field, 28 from three, 76 from the free throw line. Only played 11 minutes per game. Now with him, the reason why I think he's a sleeper is because look, he's got the physical tools of a good modern wing. Got a nice frame. I could see him being like a valuable player if some of these other skills come along. Now, he is a very boomer bust player. Like, he is a project. I expect him to be either in the G League to start the year or off the bench getting like limited run. But look, he was top 10 for a reason, like similar to Dariq Whitehead. Like, something was there before. Other things got in the way, which hurt his draft stock, which wasn't entirely his fault. I see the upside with him. Like, I think he's a very low risk, high reward player with the 26th or 27th pick.
Nice.
Next up is Hanson Yang. So Yang is interesting. He's from China, 7'2". I believe he also has a 7'2" wingspan, which normally that would be like a negative, having like an even wingspan for an NBA player. But when you're 7'2", it's not a weakness.
Yeah.
Like, the guy is tall, like he's huge.
They call him Baby Yao. Do you think he's Baby Yao, bro, or nah?
I mean, I understand.
Do you see the Yao Ming in him or no?
Yeah, he's got some post moves, some
Yeah.
offensive creation. He's a good passer. I really like his vision.
Mhm.
Bit of a turnover problem, but for a big, you can work on that. It's nice to have a big that could pass, especially under Jordi Fernandez with dribble handoffs.
Yeah.
Good shot blocker, really good rim finisher, decent at drawing contact. The free throw percentage was 68%, which isn't terrible. But for a big, again,
Mm.
not too bad. I like that he did attempt a 3 per game. He took 1 3 per game. Now he shot 29% from 3, which is not good at all. I don't
Mm.
expect him to be a shooter or really develop that skill, but to me, he is a nice. I project him to be like a pretty good backup big. He's
Yeah.
huge. I think he could have impact off the bench, and he's pretty young. Like he's turning 20 in 3 days. So right after the draft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I like him. Good age. Has some skill there. Has some upside. And the other guy, Drake Powell. So he's actually Tankathon has him projected going in the second round, which does surprise me a little bit. So at the combine, he measured 6'6.5" without shoes. So he's probably 6'8" with shoes. He's got a 7-foot wingspan. He's 200 pounds, so he's got some good bulk to him. 43-inch vertical.
I heard about that. He had one of the highest verticals in
He had the highest vertical.
the highest vertical, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is he a play finisher or what is his play style? Is he a play finisher or is he
He's
like
a play
does
finisher.
He plays
Play
like
finisher.
a big. He plays like a big.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. He does shoot threes. He shot 38%.
Okay.
38% on 2.6 attempts, which is like
Okay.
pretty
That's not bad.
solid. That's not like highest volume, but it's okay-ish volume. Like he wasn't a non-shooter.
Mhm.
Like he kind of reminds me of Carter Bryant. Like
Okay.
similar archetype. The on-ball shot creation isn't really there. The defense, from what I hear, it wasn't that good at North Carolina. He had his moments, but look, at the end of the day, 43-inch vertical, 7-foot wingspan. Like he has all the tools to be a very good defender. I'm actually kind of shocked that he's projected to go second round because it's not like he's old. Like he's going to be 20 by September. So
Yeah.
he's not super young. I think he could be like a real sleeper hit. Like I think he'd be like a really good 3-and-D wing.
A
I'm
lot of
actually
people have him
surprised.
late first round. Like a lot of people have him late for like are high on him after the combine. I saw a lot of people like have Drake Powell up there.
Yeah, Nets could definitely get him if they want him. Like again, they have 2 late first round picks. They got a second rounder. They could get one of they could get Gonzalez, Yang, and Powell depending on how things go. Next up is Rasheer Fleming. Okay, we did the video on Rasheer Fleming.
Yeah.
Really like him. Another 3-and-D wing. Some straight line drives, rim finishing. Really good rebounder for his size. Really, really good defender. Average 2.9 stocks per game. Yeah, he's just great. Like he's big, he's strong, he's got some toughness. I think we all agree. And by the way, 7'5" wingspan. So
Yeah.
he's got all the defensive tools. I think he's going to be a very good player. And I think all of us basically agree on that.
Yeah. I think he's all on our list. Like I think he's on Chubb's list too. He's on everybody's list.
The
Yeah.
only reason why he's not going to go lottery is because he'll be 21 by July.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. If he was 1 year younger, he'd probably be a lottery pick.
Oh yeah. Shoot. If he was 18, 19, whoo, he'd be in the top, maybe top 12, top 10. I don't know.
All right, last player on my list, and I think Chubbs, Rage, you have him too. Jace Richardson.
Mhm.
Okay. Reason why he fell so far was because of his height. I think he's 6'1", 6 feet without shoes. So yeah, the dude he does not have any size at all. Like he's got a decent wingspan at 6'6". Stat wise, if you look at his box score, there's no real weakness. Like he averaged 12 points per game, 49% from the field, 41 from 3, 84 from the free throw line. The problem with him and why he is going to fall is because of his size. His size and his lack of assists. Like he averaged 1.9 assists per game. Didn't turn over the ball much either, but he is a 6'1" shooting guard. And look, being a 6'1" shooting guard, Donovan Mitchell is that. He could be like a Donovan Mitchell kind of player, but that is like very, very high end outcome from him. Realistically, he's probably going to be like a good 6-man off the bench. Unless the shot creation is truly, truly elite, it's very hard to see him being like a starter on a team.
He's more of a catch and shoot than a shot creator, though. And that's the thing that scares me about him. The shot creation is not really the elite, though. No, it's like he can do it.
He could do it in the interior, but from the perimeter, he is like a catch and shoot guy mostly. But again, he did shoot 41% from 3, so it's not like really a negative in my opinion. 38 in vertical, so he is very athletic. He does have that going for them. I think with the Richardson, like I have him on here because again, like he did like play really well in my opinion, but I don't really see the upside with him. And it's not like he's super young. He's going to be 20 by October. If I'm the Nets, like I probably lean towards size and upside and some other guys here, but I got him on my list because I think he's a good player.
Nah, that's a good list, man. Chubbs, you can go ahead, bro.
All right, I have a curveball for at one. Are y'all ready for it?
Oh man.
My number, okay, I'm gonna say it. My number 1 is Maxime Reynaud. My number 2 is Rasheer Fleming. My number 3 is Walter Clayton Jr. My number 4 is Nolan Traore, and then my number 5 is Chase Richardson. Now,
Okay.
for me, Maxime Reynaud, I feel like because of his age, if he was like I said, if he was any younger, I think he'll be one of the better prospects. I think he'll go lottery. If you really look at his game, he has incredible guard skills for his size. And given the fact he's 7'1" with the ability to change his pace, the ability to get to the rim the way he does, he has a game where he's literally ambidextrous. He can post up from left or right, can finish with left or right. And like he has a game for everything. If he has a big his same height, he has a game for that.
Yeah.
If he has a big smaller than him, he has a game for that. And the fact that just at 7'1", he has the ability to change his speed, be shifty, and
he reminds me of like Porzingis mixed in with like a Brook Lopez-ish hybridish. Like those are the two guys.
He's of that ilk. And I
Yeah.
honestly, I think if he played for any other school other than Stanford, he would have been sized up to Danny Wolf levels. My second, obviously, that's on everybody's list, Rasheer Fleming. I think he's the prototypical wing that everybody wants in the league. If he hits, he can be one hell of a player. He has the shooting. He has the defensive ability. I see him as potentially, at best case scenario, he turns into a Pascal Siakam type player. I can definitely see that in his game if he can really develop that. My three through 5, they're all kind of the same with Traore, Richardson, and Clayton Jr. They all have guard skills that can be translated to the NBA level. In Richardson's context, I think despite his height, I think he'll still be able to translate beautifully. His shooting, I think he shot 42% this season. He's shifty, can get to the rim. I think he'll be a good guard for whoever picks him. Traore, his speed off the dribble is like probably the best I've seen out of an international prospect from a guard like him. His defense does need work, but I think he can be a damn near an elite guard if the tools come together. Walter Clayton Jr., definitely one of the more underrated guards. Champion winner. He has the athleticism and the shiftiness, which I think he has the edge over Traore and Richardson in that aspect.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my 5.
Yeah, these are really great draft sleepers, man. And I think like we're gonna see if the Nets are gonna be a bit like we'll see if we're gonna trade these lower end picks or if the Nets are gonna double dip in the lottery. We gotta see what situation are the Nets are gonna be in. Like we have so much ammo to play with, so much ammo. So it's interesting what Sean's gonna do. Double dip in the lottery, or are you gonna go fully just draft to 4 guys? Are you gonna trade your second round pick? What are you gonna do, Sean? So we'll see.
4 picks, essentially, like 19 to like 32, like 33, like 3 picks or 4 picks.
We'll see. Let us know in the comments. Who is your draft sleeper? Follow us on Twitter. All our Twitters are scrolling at the bottom. Instagram is Nets Kingdom 1. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Playlist, hit the playlist. All our prospect scouting reports are on the past, and we'll be back for some more content. Appreciate